You and your father are looking for a fresh start in life. Decide to move to a small town of Kettle Springs where the community is small but have a shaky past and fall on hard times. But a sinister clown shows up killing everyone
The psycho dressed up like Frendo, trying to kill us.
like he's in an all-you-can-kill buffet. What do you do? I will dive into the mistakes they made and plan ways to survive from sadistic killer clown in a cornfield. The movie starts off as a bunch of kids partying like a rock star in the middle of nowhere by the big red barn. Two idiots decide to get it on in the cornfield, which is pretty stupid. Somehow they get separated. The girl comes back to the guy and she was killed off, and the guy starts running so fast he runs smack into the scarecrow. All of a sudden, Frendo, the clown, shows up and executes the guy. When you run off in a dark alley in the middle of the cornfield in the woods for dumb reasons, you tend to get what you ask for. The next scene, Quinn and her dad, who is a doctor, move to Kettle Springs to a house that needs some serious work. This house has a dead rodent problem, needs some remodeling, and most importantly, needs Wi-Fi. Apparently the dad did not do his due diligence when working into details about this place. Not to mention Quinn is a typical teenager who does not like to listen. The next day, as Quinn is about to go to school, Russ shows up, introduces himself, and walks her to school. Russ warns Quinn, be careful who you hang out with because there are creepy people in this town.
Be careful who you hang out with. There's some real weirdos at this town.
After school, Quinn was late, but the students made fun of the teacher because he's a clown. The teacher was so mad that he gives detention to Quinn and her new classmate friend Cole for no reason. In fact, the teacher is embarrassed that he gives everyone in the class detention for putting a prank on him. The town is having a Founders Day parade, celebrating the event of a clown named Frendo the Clown.
Every year, there's this parade where everyone gathers around a Frendo float.
Frendo.
Perhaps people think he's a legend, but does not exist. If you remember, Founders Day is the name of another movie. I wonder if there is similarity between this movie and Founders Day. Quinn and her dad at a cafe when the sheriff shows up introduces himself about the town. The sheriff warns Quinn about the teenage kids that are dangerous and proceeds to ask Quinn's dad about the opening the doctor's office. Quinns go outside to the cafe and meet her classmates talking about a hangout at night. They need a couple of things from the store. So Tucker and Matt go to the local store, set up a prank to steal some beer and other supplies which they barely paid for. The owner of the store grew suspicious but has to stop the fight of Tucker and Matt, which was arranged by both of them. They got to hang out at a random location making videos of Matt being fake attacked by Frendo the Clown after he decided to take a squirt in the middle of the woods.
Smile, silly girl. You're about to become a sensation.
It scares Quinn so much that she wants to go home. Cole drives Quinn home but is busted by Quinn's dad, and she and her dad gets into an argument and she storms into her room. A few minutes later she gets a text about the video with their film but sees something strange. She sees Frendo the Clown shows up looking at them in a video.
Be careful who you hang out with. There's some real weirdos at this town.
Alright, these kids are the dumbest kids ever because they are not paying any attention of their potential surrounding. If I were Quinn, that I saw that video of the clown, I would tell my dad and try to find information about the clown. I would not go back outside into the barn or at night because he most likely will come out and make his move. Also, I would not go into the cornfield where the clown has a major advantage. He can navigate through the cornfield pretty well. I will also show the video to other friends and let them know they might encounter him in the future. I will stock up on guns, bats, pipes, or any weapon that is self-defense. That's why you have something just in case. Frendo comes to attack you. Establish a alarm system or cameras is a great way just in case you can spot him when he comes to your house so you can be prepared. So Tucker is at home and he sees Frendo the Clown shows up ringing the doorbell. He gets a water gun thinking someone put a prank on him. Frendo breaks into his house with footprints and flushed the toilet to play mind games with Tucker. After searching his house, he sees a jack-in-the-box in his closet and decides to spin the wheel for dumb reasons. As a result, Frendo the clown shows up and executes him. The next day, everyone is at the parade and having a great time until a random person like Frendo shows up, starting the fire that potentially scare everyone. The sheriff thinks Quinn, Cole, and their classmates had something to do with it and throw all of them in jail. The sheriff, for some reason, has a personal issue with Cole and does not trust him at all. Matt is at home pumping waste and sees a jack-in-the-box nearby.
6.
He, like Tucker, twists the handle of the box like an idiot, and a few minutes later, Frendo the clown shows up and executes Matt. Matt and Tucker, both you screwed up.
You know you done up, right?
Let's start with Tucker. You went downstairs to check to see if Frendo was at the door, which was a mistake. A bigger mistake if you grab a water gun, not taking it seriously. Then when you see the front door was wide open, you went looking for him carelessly and spin the hand of the box will result in your death. If that were me, I would be looking for a better weapon like a gun or a metal pipe to defend myself. Secondly, if my door is wide open, I will call the police and have someone come to the house instead of randomly looking for him in the house. Another thing is if I am feeling bold of taking him out, I will create a trap that will appear to be sleeping in bed. When he comes to attack me while I'm asleep, I will come from behind him and sneak behind him and take him out. As far as the jack-in-the-box, I will not touch that box because that box could be the death of me. Matt could have survived his situation, but he was too busy lifting weights. In his scenario, I would have someone there with me while I am lifting weights. Secondly, his garage door was wide open, which I was closing and make Frendo's life a little harder trying to take me out. Another thing I would do is set the alarm or motion sensor in my home just in case someone tries to sneak behind me when I'm pumping weights, or I can hear someone. Because Tucker and Matt did not do any of the things, both of them are dead.
You know you done up, right?
Quinn and Cole sneak up to another party. Quinn clearly not paying attention to her dad and doing whatever she likes. As they are in the car, Quinn receives a jack-in-the-box and she spins the handle of the box but almost hit Russ on the side of the road.
Look out!
Russ is bringing Adele home for his dinner. They arrive at the party getting drunk as usual. They barely ask for Tucker and Matt and quickly ignore them because they haven't seen them. All of a sudden, some random lady shows up from the cornfield in the middle of the night, dead, and the decapitated head of Mac came from nowhere.
Hey, Ginger! You okay?
All of a sudden, Frendo the clown shows up with a crossbow like he's Hawkeye from the Avengers, trying to kill them. Russ shoots them with a shotgun, but a family of Frendo shows up with a pitchfork, chainsaws, and sledgehammer trying to take him out.
There's a psycho dressed up like Frendo trying to kill us!
And they ran into the barn. Alright, it's amazing to me that these kids do not have any common sense. If I see a woman coming from the woods dead and a decapitated head flying out of nowhere, I will immediately go home. That part is not important for me to risk my life. If that were me, I would have never sneaked out of the house to go to the party in the first place. The issue is when Russ mentioned that all the tires has been punctured, so it creates a new problem. The best way is to run into the barn, grab some type of weapons to defend yourself, or maybe you can find a manhole to crawl under to escape. At this point, you can't trust the sheriff or any local people in the area. Another thing I would do is I only have 3 shotgun shells. I will carefully choose the time to shoot them with only headshots. They are in a barn and everyone is scared to death and tempers are flaring. Quinn sees a manhole to escape, which is a great idea. Russ also have an idea to create a diversion. Combine everything in the barn to create an explosion to take the clowns out. Everyone escapes, and the explosion nearly worked except it did not kill any of the clowns. Back in town, Quinn's father is upset at Quinn again for sneaking out and drives to look for her. He sees someone break into the doctor's office and was ambushed by one of the clowns. The clowns want him to save his friend, but Quinn's dad had other ideas. He decided to flatline the injured clown on purpose to take out the other clown to his demise. Finally, someone who has the survival sense to do something right. Meanwhile, Quinn, Cole, Ronnie, and Janet are running through the cornfield to find some help. And the sheriff shows up and did the unthinkable. The sheriff arrests Cole, put him in the backseat of the police car, and left the 3 girls in the middle of the woods to die. So Quinn, Ronnie, and Janet decide to sneak back into the cornfield, but they are found out by one of the clowns. Ronnie was in front and she was running so fast that she ran straight into the chainsaw to meet her demise. Quinn and Janet finds a house to see if they can find some help or a phone. The phone rings and they don't know how to use a landline phone.
911!
Where's the button, Jen? What is this?
What kind of phone is this?
There's a jack-in-the-box sitting on the table and Quinn realizes this is a trap, and when they went downstairs, Janet is killed off by one of the clowns. But Quinn, quick thinking, took out one of the clowns. Okay, these girls still don't have no common sense. I understand they are running from the killer clowns, but Ronnie, why would you run and keep turning your head back to look at the same time? You should have known there was more than one clown chasing after you. Moreover, you was by far the scariest one of all of them, and as a result, you were easily killed off. If that were me, I would run in a zigzag direction, which makes it a little harder for them to catch me. As for Janet, I do not understand that you could have found a weapon to defend yourself, which result you get pitchforked to death. Secondly, how in the world you don't know how to use a landline phone?
911!
Where's the button, Jen? What is this?
What kind of phone is this?
That is so embarrassing, and to be honest, you deserve to die for that. Quinn finds a car to escape, but it's a stick shift. She panics because she never drives a stick shift, but the killer clown shows up and captures her. In a secret location, the clown finally reveals their identity. The store clerk, the sheriff, the teacher, cafe cashier, and Cole Forder, who's running for office at the time. The reason they did all of this is because they wanted to keep everything in-house, but the incident at the factory forced them to do drastic measures. Cole had a sister who died, and Cole dad thinks he blamed Cole for the incident. Cole, by the way, is hung up in the air like a piñata. And when Quinn is about to be executed, Quinn Forder shows up and takes a couple clowns out. All of these clowns are taken out except for Cole Forder escaped with his life. Quinn is going to college, and her dad is running for mayor in town, and the movie ends. If I have to place blame, I would have to place blame on Quinn.
You know you don't up, right?
You moved from Philly to a small country town. I understand that you want to do a change of life. There were signs that their community was acting strange. The lady in the cafe looking at your dad weird. The sheriff warns Quinn about not to hang out with Cole and his friends. Even Russ warned Quinn about certain people. She ignored her dad about certain things, thinking she could do whatever she wants without consequences. She gets detention on her first day of school, goes to jail on the second day of school, constantly sneaking out, going to the party, and now get chased by killer clowns.
There's a psycho dressed up like Frendo, trying to kill us!
If she would stay at home, she would not be involved in any of it. She did eventually took out a couple clowns to help her friends. Whether her friends were going to be dropping like flies is one thing, but filming everything and posting it on YouTube to get views is the reason it was in that situation.
Well, Philly girl, you're about to become a sensation.
As a result, some of your friends were dead and you lived through a traumatic experience. As a result, Quinn, you messed up.
You know you done up, right?
Clown in the Cornfield. It's a decent movie that reminds me of two horror movies, Founders Day and the Monkey movie. The kills and gores are brutal and it's something you can watch on Halloween. If you want to watch more upcoming movie reviews, press the like, share, and subscribe button. I will see you in the next movie review.
Where's the button, Jen? What is this? What is
What kind of phone is this?
You serious?